And welcome back into the Fred DeLay Gymnasium here on the campus at Union University. As you see, Buster the Bulldog, the mascot of the Union Bulldogs, and how fitting it is as our next matchup will be the host Union Lady Bulldogs, the #1 seed, against the #4 seed Embry Riddle Eagles. He's Alex Northcutt. I'm Logan Whaley. And if you're just tuning in, you missed a fantastic game between Valdosta State and Lee. Alex, you're on the call for that game. Talk about how Valdosta State was able to come up with a huge victory.
Well, we just got done with the press conference with Coach Coons and a couple of players, and the big key was just confidence and really knowing that even though down 9 points in just a matter of minutes left to go in the game, the players, the coaching staff, everyone was confident in their abilities and just remained composed, hit some big shots, and really that's what happens in tournament time. You just find a way to climb back into a game, and Coach Coons said it right after the game. As soon as overtime started, she knew she had the momentum, and Valdosta State just went out there and wanted it more.
Valdosta trailed by 9, didn't score in the fourth quarter until 2 minutes left, but somehow, someway forced overtime and won the game. They advanced to the championship game Monday night at 7 o'clock here at the Fred DeLay Gymnasium. They'll face the winner of the game we have up next, the Union Lady Bulldogs and the Embry Riddle Eagles. Now, Embry Riddle, Alex, coming in, this is their 4th year as a program, their first year in Division II. In the semifinal game, they beat their conference opponent and conference foe, Eckerd, 57-54 last night in a game that honestly looked pretty smooth sailing for the Eagles in the first half, but Eckerd made a furious rally in the second half, but ultimately the Eagles came out victorious.
That's right. They really squeaked by with a win last night as well, but you have to just look at really across the board as there were balanced scoring all the way around. As you take a look at Fields and Sandstrom, these are two players that are really going to be an offensive mismatch for Union tonight. Sandstrom doing a good. She was in some foul trouble, but when she's on from outside, she is a very, very dangerous player, and you got Fields battling down low in the post for Union. They've faced a lot of good post players, but probably none as athletic as what they're going to see tonight in Tara Fields. So Embry Riddle, they played a tough game against the talented opponent in Eckerd tonight. We'll see how they do against the #1 seed.
And in that game, Alex, Embry Riddle shot close to 50% from the field. And in the first half, shot 53%. How important is it for the guard play? And you mentioned the post and Tara Fields, but the guard play, especially Sigurd Sandstrom, who fouled out, had 12 points in the game. How important is it for her not only to stay out of foul trouble, but hit those key shots tonight? Oh,
outside shooting is going to be a huge key for Embry Riddle tonight. Specifically, if you go back and look at Union's game where they shot the lights out. They're in their home gym. They've got the home crowd behind them. But Embry Riddle, I think, can go toe-to-toe with Union if they can match the outside shooting.
Eagles are a top 10 team in the nation in three-point field goal percentage at 37%. And now shifting gears, talking about the host Union Lady Bulldogs. An all-around dominating performance against Clark Atlanta last night. 94-50 was the final score. The Lady Bulldogs, Alex, it looked like it was a complete performance on the offensive end, on the defensive end. The Lady Bulldogs were active on both sides of the basketball.
Yeah, as soon as tip-off started, the Lady Bulldogs took over. 20 points and 10 rebounds and 4 blocks from Tiffany Reach. It's just an all-around great performance from the junior guard. Also, Schumpert, Gulf South Conference Player of the Year, 20 points. And again, just everybody coming in and contributing. The defense was there, the offense was there. Just as a collective unit, Union played a fantastic game and looking to replicate that tonight and use that momentum into this game.
Chelsea Schumpert coming into the game averaging close to 24 points per game. She was a bit limited last night, only played about 20 minutes really, and had 20 points. So we'll see. We'll keep you monitored on her right knee. She injured the right knee in the Gulf South Conference Championship game, sat for the entirety of the second half, able to play in limited minutes and put up 20 points. A good sign for Coach Mark Campbell and his club. But the post play, Alex. Sarah Lytle had a great game yesterday for the Lady Bulldogs, and Bria Gaines can also come in and make an impact, but you've previewed it a little bit with the matchup. Yep. So go ahead and talk about Alex Northcutt. What are your necessities for tonight's game?
Necessities right here for Embry Riddle again. They just need to move the ball, get some outside shots to follow. For Union, turn up the pressure and create turnovers.
So there you have it, Alex Northcutt. Those are his necessities. Set to have a great game here tonight. It's going to be #1 Union against #4 Embry Riddle. So at this time, we're going to take it down to the PA announcer, Josh Simmons, for the preliminaries of tonight's game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2018 NCAA Division II Women's Basketball Championship in Jackson, Tennessee. Tonight's final round game features the Embry Riddle Eagles and the Union University Bulldogs. Fans, the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and fans. We request your cooperation supporting the student athletes and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, derogatory comments, or other incriminating actions directed towards athletes, officials, team representatives, or other fans will not be tolerated or grounds for removal. The NCAA has made traditions with bad sportsmanship isn't one of them. We appreciate your cooperation in creating a safe and positive game environment. Respect is the name of the game. Let's meet our starting lineups in alternating fashion. At forward for Embry Riddle, a 6'1" senior from Winter Park, Florida, number 13, Tara Fields. At forward for Union, a 6'1" senior from Campbellsville, Kentucky, number 22, Embry Riddle. At forward for Embry Riddle, a 5'9" freshman from Marshall, Michigan, number 32, Nicole Tucker. And at forward for Union, a 5'10" senior from Memphis, Tennessee, number 32, guard for Embry Riddle, a 5'4" junior from South Bend, Indiana, number 4, Lauren Ellenberger. And at guard for Union, a 5'5" junior from Jackson, Tennessee, number 1, Janet Perkins. At guard for Embry Riddle, a 5'11" sophomore from Sweden, number 21, Sigrid Sandstrom. And at guard for Union, a 5'9" junior from Martin, Tennessee, number 21, Tiffany Richards. At guard for Embry Riddle, a 5'7" senior from Temple Terrace, Florida, number 22, Sabrina White. And at guard for Union, a 5'5" senior from Paducah, Kentucky, number 25, Chelsea Shepard. Ladies and gentlemen, let's also introduce our head coaches for Embry Riddle, Lisa Maxwell-Wilson, and for Union, Mark Campbell.
So there you have it, the starting lineups for these two teams. Again, to recap, it's Ellenberger, Fields, Sandstrom, Whiting, and Tucker for the Eagles. And for the Lady Bulldogs, it's Perkins, Regis, Gooden Rogers, Schumpert, and Lytle. An exciting matchup here. The winner of this game will face Valdosta State in the championship game Monday night at 7 o'clock here at Union's Fred DeLay Gymnasium. Coaches for these two teams, for the Eagles, it's Lisa Nuxel-Wilson in her 4th season, a 65-47 record. And Coach Mark Campbell for the Lady Bulldogs in his 19th season, 583 wins, 89 losses. So here we go. It's going to be Gooden Rogers against Fields. An electric crowd on hand at the Fred DeLay Gym. And it's time for basketball in the NCAA South Region Tournament. It'll be Sandstrom, that's Ellenberger, top of the key, guarded by Perkins.
I like the matchup with Gooden Rogers and Fields down low, matching athleticism.
They go over the top to Fields, and she lays it in, and that's how this game gets underway.
Fields last night put up a 13.6 rebound campaign, and really it was just that motor all night long for Embry Riddle.
She's a 54% shooter from the field this season. Lytle against Fields, goes up, no good, missed it short. Rebound goes to Whiting. Swinging it around the perimeter to Ellenberger. Inside to Fields against Gooden Rogers. Gooden Rogers tried to take the charge, but Fields will just lay it up off the backboard. Good.
And coming to play early, Tara Fields on the year, leading the team in scoring with 15 points per game already with a quick early 4.
4-0 in favor of the Eagles. Here's Schumpert, top of the key. She launches, no good, and the rebound will go to Fields. So a quick start by the Eagles, a chance to increase this lead. Ellenberger on the drive, loses the handle. Gooden Rogers gets the steal. And now here comes Perkins. 2-on-1, bounce pass to Schumpert, lays it up, good.
And that's what Union does to perfection. They take turnovers and turn them into points. Last night, Embry Riddle, in the entire game, turned the ball over 22 times. They can't do that tonight against a talented Union team.
13 of those turnovers came in the second half. Eckert employed a press, and they got back in the game with that. No good there is Fields. Gooden Rogers secures the rebound. Schumpert. Bang! The Gulf South Conference Player of the Year and the Gulf South Conference Tournament Most Outstanding Player with 5 points for the Lady Bulldogs. Nice pass by Ellenberger to Fields, and the foul.
And both of these teams going right at it, coming to play in the late game here in the nightcap of the semifinal matchup. It feels like tournament time, Logan.
It's March Madness indeed. Fields going to the line, a 65% free throw shooter. Early on in this game, it's the star players going tit for tat, if you will. As Fields with 6 at the line, attempting to make it 7. Schumpert with 5 for the Lady Bulldogs. Free throw is up. Missed it short. Lytle with a rebound for Union. Perkins with it. She'll set up a play. Lytle and Fields going at it down low. Looking around the perimeter. Gooden Rogers on the drive. Against Tucker. Spins. Missed it long. Fields with another rebound. So now here's Ellenberger for the Eagles. Around the perimeter.
You're going to see Embry Riddle really move the basketball to get the shot they want.
Over the top to Fields, no good. Gooden Rogers with a nice help defense. And it'll be out of bounds. They'll say it was last touched by Ellenberger.
And one thing, too, it's no secret, and really what's going to be the key to their success and what's going to open up their offense is you've got to get Tara Fields a touchdown low. And Embry Riddle doing a good job early on in this game, getting their star player good looks.
Schumpert. Another 3 ball by Chelsea Schumpert.
Schumpert plays with so much confidence and swagger. Feeling it early on in her home gym.
Chance of defense from the Union bench. Inside against Reaches. And the basket is good by Sabrina Whiting. Whiting, the senior out of Temple Terrace, Florida, had 7 points and 4 rebounds in her last game.
And really no surprise, Logan, that Embry Riddle's come out and shooting the way they are. As a team, shooting 46% from the field on the season.
All the while holding opponents to 43%. So again, teams not really missing a whole lot against this team as well. Gooden Rogers, right corner 3. Good, and the Lady Bulldogs, Alex, using the 3 ball to their advantage.
Well, and it's making the extra pass, too. Both teams really early on moving the ball well.
Union, a team that is second in all of Division II at a little bit over 10 threes made a game. They shoot 36% from long range. Here's Fields with a pull-up jumper, good.
And an excellent touch pass right there. I don't know if you saw it, Ellenberger. Didn't have a lot of size down low, but able to get that touch pass over to Fields. And Fields and Schumpert really making the headlines in the opening quarter.
8 points for each of them. Reaches goes up, and she'll get fouled. And some Embry Riddle fans wanting a jump ball there. That's going to be a foul. That's going to send Tiffany Reaches to the line. Reaches had arguably her best game in a Union Lady Bulldog uniform. 20 points, made 6 threes, was 7 of 9 from the field. Had 10 rebounds and 4 blocks. Good on the first. Reaches a 62% free throw shooter. She's only shot, this will be her 22nd and 23rd free throw attempts of the season. Reaches 2 of 2 at the line. Lady Bulldogs with a 3-point lead.
And another big matchup now. Bringing in Bria Gaines as Coach Campbell to battle down low with Fields.
Gaines, her 13th game played this season. Was injured for the first half. Scored 8 points in 10 minutes in her last game. Going up is Fields, no good. But she was hacked by Gaines, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
This is a player in Tara Fields that, when she gets going, can bust out for 30, 35 points a game. A very, very talented player, a senior. And if, as we saw in the last game, it was seniors that took over in the Valdosta State League game, and I expect nothing less in this one.
In the Sunshine State Conference Championship game, Fields went off for 27 points and 8 rebounds. She was 13 of 16 from the field. Misses the front end there. She has 24 games with over 10 points. One of two at the line. Back to a 2-point game. Quick start to the NCAA South Region semifinal game here at the Fred DeLay Gym. Gaines against Fields. Right hook, good.
And a wonderful hesitation move right there from Bria Gaines. It's the post play, Logan, taking over in this opening quarter.
Fields working against Gaines. Gaines knocks it out of bounds, and it will stay with the Eagles. And that will take us to our first media timeout. An exciting start here at Union University. The host Lady Bulldogs up 15-11 over the Eagles of Embry Riddle.
I'm Steve Beverly, welcoming you to the 2018 edition of the NCAA Women's Division II South Regionals. This year's event is on the beautiful campus of Union University in Jackson, Tennessee. Jackson is a growing city on I-40 between Memphis and Nashville. On any given day, more than 100,000 people are employed here. It's a great venue and a wonderful city, and we hope you just sit back and enjoy the games.
There you see head coach Mark Campbell, a legendary career, 583 career wins. He's won 87% of his game. His Lady Bulldogs, Alex, off to a pretty hot start from the field, and it's been Chelsea Schumpert. Pretty much it's been her show so far.
Yeah, and that's how it usually has gone for the Lady Bulldogs this season. There's a reason she's one of the top players in all of Division II, the transfer from the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. But both these teams really, like you said, really just going back and forth, trading baskets. It's a very competitive game early on. And like I said, if Embry Riddle can come out here and hit shots, it's going to be a competitive game. I still think one of the biggest things Union needs to pride themselves on is defense and looking to create turnovers, because then that'll transition to easy buckets on the other end.
Union created 14 turnovers last night. Embry Riddle only with one so far. Lady Bulldogs with none. So here we go. It's Eagle basketball. Tipped. Right corner. Checking in is Morgan Ackerman for the Eagles. Ellenberger to Tucker on the drive. She'll pull up with 3 to shoot on the clock. No good. Gaines secures the rebound. Perkins to Schumpert. Schumpert on the pull-up. No good. Missed it long. Looked like she was favoring that knee on that shot. Ashley McWilliams also in the game. Gives it to Ackerman. Misses the 3, and they're going to get a foul called. They're going to call it on Reaches.
That's what Union's going to try to do. Or really, both of these teams, they're going to look to try to get out in transition and get open looks on the perimeter. And you're going to see that a lot throughout the course of this game. We'll see which team really capitalizes most on it.
Reaches will check out. She has 2 fouls now. That's a big second foul. Scored 20 points last night. Emily Beard, the freshman, will check in for her. Beard on the season, only averaging 3 a game, but a great defensive player off the bench for the Lady Bulldogs. Ackerman in the left corner for 3. It's off, and Lytle will get the rebound. Here's Schumpert on the drive against Ellenberger. Throws up a wild shot, no good. They'll say that Ellenberger got her on the arm, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And that's what Chelsea Schumpert does so well, is get to the free throw line. 7 of 10 in yesterday's game against Clark Atlanta University in the blowout win from Union. Another thing, too, Union does a good job on the defensive side of the ball, really trying to force uncomfortable shots. Clark Atlanta only shooting 27% from the field yesterday. Credit to the defense of Union. Now, this is an Embry Riddle team that is very different in Clark Atlanta in that they have knockdown shooters from the arc.
Schumpert 2 of 2 at the line. Give her 10 points. She has scored 10 or more points in every game this season. So here are the Eagles the other way. Tucker against Lytle, battle of number 32, but a nice job there by Ellenberger on the backdoor cut, getting an open look. 4-point game. Lady Bulldogs ahead. Perkins top of the key. Gaines working for it against Tucker. Knocked away, out of bounds. Good help defense by McWilliams.
The communication and the rotation is going to be key when defending the post for both Union and Embry Riddle. We saw it last game against a tough player in Maddie Mitchell, and that's what really gave her fits in the first half, was the rotation and the collapse and the help defense from Lee down low in the post.
Maddie Mitchell, a great performance earlier today against Lee, leading her Blazers of Valdosta State to the championship game Monday night. Checking in for the Eagles is Sabrina Whiting. Checking in for Ellenberger. Lady Bulldogs on the inbound. Schumpert with it on the right side. She'll pop the three. Off the rim, no good. And Whiting will secure the rebound now across the timeline. Jessica Savage in the game now. Excuse me, Marissa Koopman. Miscommunication there between Koopman and Morgan Ackerman, and it will be a turnover. Now we'll get our first look at Annalie Little for the Lady Bulldogs. Little, the senior out of Starkville, Mississippi, the transfer from Arkansas Tech. Was primarily a starter this season, but she has come off the bench in her last 6 games. Lytle on the drive, goes up, no good. Tough break there by Lytle. So Whiting against Perkins. Right side. This is Koopman inside. Good defense by Beard. She gets a steal. Now here's Perkins.
And again, just another possession in which Union creating a turnover going the other way.
Right corner three by Little, good.
And that will be the stat of the night. We'll check it at halftime to see what it's like. But turnovers into points for the Lady Bulldogs is what's going to really build some momentum in this game.
Lady Bulldogs with 5 points off of 3 Embry Riddle turnovers. 2 minutes remain in this first quarter of play, and it's going to be a travel by Ackerman. Going to be Union basketball.
And you saw this last night. Embry Riddle started turning the basketball over. They were up 18 at the half against Eckerd. Eckerd climbing their way into the game. How? Creating turnovers on the defensive end, scoring on the offensive end.
Tara Fields checking back in for the Eagles. Perkins with it top of the key for Union. Schumpert on the backdoor cut. Gives it up, swinging it around the horn. Back to Schumpert. Schumpert to Little. Little right corner. Short.
Excellent box out right there from Fields.
Open three by Sandstrom, no good.
Those are shots she has got to make in this game. Wide open in transition.
That was Sandstrom's first look of the game. Now Lytle down low. Quick on the double team. Gives it to Beard on the right corner. Bang!
And so far, Union 5 of 8 from downtown, relying heavily on that 3 ball.
Emily Beard had 5 points off the bench in her last game. Her season high is 24. She had 7 threes against West Alabama last month. And on the other end, they're going to get Sarah Lytle with her first foul.
And with Regis in foul trouble, Beard, a player that's really going to have to step up for Coach Campbell's club in this game, and very capable of replicating what Regis did last night from outside.
Ellenberger set to inbound underneath. Gets it into Whiting. Under a minute to play here at the Fred DeLay gym. Inside to Fields. And Fields gets her 11th point of the quarter.
And she's really just been the answer in this first quarter for Embry Riddle. Their offense has flowed through her, and Union has to find an answer.
That ended a streak of 6 unanswered by the Lady Bulldogs. Schumpert off balance look. It's short. Perkins gets the offensive rebound. And now Union will hold for 1. We'll see where Union goes to here. Schumpert with 10 points on the court. Little with 3, Beard with 3. Perkins with it, 8 to shoot. Screen by Lytle. To Beard, now Little, left corner, no good, and that will be the end of the first quarter. An exciting start to Game 2 of the NCAA South Region semifinal game. It's Union, the host Lady Bulldogs, with a 23-15 lead over Embry Riddle. We'll be right back for the start of the second quarter, right after this.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay. Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Notify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us
to intervene.
Because we can. Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
And back we are at Union's Fred DeLay Gymnasium. He's Alex Northcott, I'm Logan Whaley. And that first quarter was an exciting one between the Eagles and the Lady Bulldogs. And you see the difference in styles from these two teams early on, Alex. Both teams with 7 field goals, but Union 5 of 9 from downtown. Embry Riddle 0 of 3, relying more on the inside game.
Yeah, Embry Riddle definitely a half-court offensive style of team. Union trying to get out, run, get some transition threes. They've got it. Both teams, I really do think, are moving the basketball fairly well.
So now our sideline reporter Chloe Bitters joins us, and Chloe in the Embry Riddle huddle there. A fast start. What did Coach Lisa Nuxel-Wilson have to say to her players?
Logan, the coach said for them to play aggressively and to play smart. She also mentioned don't stand in the paint and don't dribble uncertainly.
Well, there you have it. Chloe Bitters on the report there from Embry Riddle. And Alex, playing aggressive, definitely a key for the Eagles. Union with 0 turnovers in that first quarter.
Yeah, doing a good job of taking care of the ball. Credit the point guard, All-Gulf South Conference second team, junior from right here in Jackson, Tennessee, Jada Perkins. A lot of people don't give her enough credit because she doesn't really show up on a stat sheet. But a player for Coach Campbell's club that is a phenomenal floor general. Very complimentary of Ellenberger on the flip side.
Perkins coming off of an 8-point, 8-assist game last time out. She is 8th in Division II in total assists. Schumpert pulling up from long range, no good. Little gets the offensive rebound. They're going to say Perkins shuffled her feet there, going to be a turnover.
And we saw this in the last game too, is I'll point out again, the officials really favoring and keeping an eye out on the traveling violations in this tournament.
That's Union's first turnover, and it will be Embry Riddle basketball. Inside to Fields. Fields kicking it out left side. This is Sandstrom on the drive. Right corner three with McWilliams, rims out. And Sandstrom will secure the offensive board. The first offensive rebound of the game for the Eagles. Inside to Fields, has some trouble securing it. And we'll kick it back out. 3 by Sandstrom, way off. And Perkins gets the rebound. She'll get fouled by Ellenberger. That'll be her second.
And we previewed Sandstrom last night, going 2 of 3 from deep, 12 total points. And I don't know if it's just the semifinal jitters in this game, but I'll say it again. Sigrid Sandstrom has got to play well, specifically from a three-point shooting perspective, for Embry Riddle to be successful in this game.
Sigrid Sandstrom, the sophomore from Sweden, averaging 6 points a game, shooting 30% from downtown this season. Schumpert with it, right side with 10 to shoot. Gaines with a screen. Schumpert doesn't use it. Inside the line, she'll get fouled. And the foul goes to McWilliams. So Schumpert will take her second trip to the charity stripe, where she is 2 of 2. First one rims out.
And what really started the run yesterday versus Clark Atlanta was just the offensive flow for Union. It just seemed that Clark Atlanta, it was a mismatch pretty much almost every single time down the floor, and Union really took advantage of it. Today, they're playing a more fundamentally disciplined team, and that means Union, in turn, needs to be more crisp.
Tucker's off. Other side, Schumpert to Gaines. Thing of beauty. And Union has their largest lead at 11.
And here's where the Eagles need a response. I fully expect them to try to get a touch to Fields.
Fields with an off-ball screen. Now pops out. She has it. Gaines is on her. To Sandstrom underneath, and it's good. A nice cut there by Sandstrom.
Coach Campbell beside himself because he knows, again, just a well-executed play. That's something that you prepare for before this game. And Embry Riddle, they're very disciplined. They're very fundamental. You're going to see that tonight.
Schumpert on the drive. Beard to Little. Left side, no good. And there's going to be a foul underneath. That'll be on Sandstrom. Sandstrom her first. Favoring her back a little bit.
Actually, I think that was on the closeout from Little, and that's going to be 3 shots at the charity line.
So Little going to the line for the first time. Her first of 3 is good. Little only 7 of 10 on the season from the charity stripe.
Little, another one of these role players that comes in. You take a look at what she did yesterday. 3 total points, 4 rebounds, a couple of assists. Just a workhorse down low for Coach Campbell.
Little no good on the second. Sabrina Whiting was ready to run the other way, set up the offense. But no, there's going to be a third one. Third one is pure. And Lytle will check in for Little. Union back up 11. So 7.5 remaining here in this first half of play. And off the leg of Tucker. And Perkins will, I believe, they'll say that she was out of bounds. And I don't know about that, Alex, because even if you let Tucker touch it, that's got to be an over and back, right?
Well, but here's the thing, is that I see that's just a competitive play. The ball clearly went off Tucker. It was going to be a backcourt. It was going to be out of bounds anyway. But Perkins, it doesn't matter. She's playing to win this game and move on to the championship round. And you got to love the intensity and the hustle from these players out here tonight, Logan.
Fields with a right elbow jumper. Give her 13 for number 13. Give and go to Schumpert. Free throw line jumper. Rims out. Gaines with the offensive rebound. And the Lady Bulldogs will set up shop. Beard with it. Lobs it in to Gaines. Going to be tipped out of bounds. And they're going to say it was last touch by Gaines.
Now that's very questionable, as you saw McWilliams come in with the help side defense, and very, very quick inbounds play. I think Embry Riddle know that they got away with one right there.
So either way, it's going to be Eagle basketball here. Fields with it left elbow against Gaines. Fakes looking for the backdoor cut, not there. And it's going to be 5 seconds closely guarded. Now we'll get our first look at Avery Carpenter, appearing in her 27th game this season. Had 8 points in 10 minutes in her last game. Carpenter, the young freshman from Lakeland, Florida. So the 5 is Perkins, Carpenter, Schumpert, Lytle, and Gaines. Gaines down low, easy layup. There was a design double team there, but one defender fell and the other one overran Gaines, led to an easy layup. Tucker top of the key, into McWilliams, off the rim.
Now a chance for transition points for Union. Perkins wisely backing it out.
Perkins on the drive, kicks it to Schumpert, wide open, deep 3, no good. Gaines with a rebound. Now Gaines against McWilliams, and they're going to say that it's an offensive foul on Gaines, and that's her second.
Well, and you saw last night, it just looks like just another routine post move for Bria Gaines. And that's really her go-to spin to the left side. And working on the smaller McWilliams. Again, I didn't see it, but there must have been just some excessive contact that we didn't catch.
I mean, that's 6'3" against 5'8", and on the other end, it's going to be a 3-ball by Morgan Ackerman. 8-point game now.
And with Fields out of the game, Embry Riddle needs someone to step up. And a great outside look right there from Ackerman.
Perkins now with it. Carpenter almost losing the handle. Give and go. Here's Schumpert. 10 to shoot. Gaines on the screen. Schumpert on the drive. No call. And now they're going to call a charge.
There's a late whistle right there, but good job by Sandstrom. She was set the whole way. And good job drawing the foul.
So we're going to have immediate timeout here. Second quarter all tied up at 7 apiece, and it's an 8-point game. Union leads 30-22.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face. You don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler. Defender. Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
There you see Coach Nuxel Wilson with her team. A great season it has been for the Eagles, 24-7 record. Their first season in Division II after being a provisional member in the last 2 seasons. They were in the NAIA in their opening season all the way back in 2014-15. The Eagles trail the Lady Bulldogs 30-22. Now Daniel Potts, sideline reporter, will join us. Now Daniel, what did Coach Campbell have to say to his ladies in that huddle?
Well, with some early foul trouble, he reminded them just to not get frustrated and to not play frustrated. And he told them right now what's important is that they protect the post and try to take control of this game.
Protecting the post is definitely an important factor when you consider that the Eagles have 12 points in the paint, 12 of their 22. Tara Fields with 13 points on 6 of 8 shooting.
I was about to say, really, the dominant post play has come from one player. You just got to protect one player if you're Union.
Sandstrom with it against Carpenter. On the drive, back out to Whiting. She'll take the long 3. No good. Schumpert with a rebound. Schumpert kicks it to Carpenter. And it's going to be a kick ball. Carpenter tried to force it down low.
And with Bria Gaines with 2 fouls, it's now going to be up to Sarah Lytle to take control of that post presence for the Lady Bulldogs. Good opportunity right here for Embry Riddle to make a run coming out of the timeout.
Tiffany Reaches will check in for Carpenter. Reaches with 2 fouls. Reaches with 2, Gaines with 2, Schumpert, Lytle with 1. And for Embry Riddle, Ellenberger with 2, Sandstrom with 1, Whiting and McWilliams with 1 apiece. Reaches with it left side, 10 to shoot. And I believe they're going to get Nicole Tucker with a foul. You see Coach Campbell yelling, give Sarah the ball. Lytle still looking for her first field goal. So it'll be Perkins to inbound underneath. Lobs it to Lytle. Lytle on the drive, left hand finish is good.
And a great strong left-handed take, realizing that the lane was clear, that there was a lot of chaos on the right side, taking it to the opposite side, and a good strong finish right there from Lytle.
Lytle, the senior from Memphis, 14 points per game, and it's going to be a travel. Will be Union basketball. Turnover number 6 for the Eagles. Perkins across the timeline. Hands it off to Reaches. Perkins on the dribble drive, off the stanchion, and it's going to be a turnover.
Just a little bit of an unfortunate bounce, if you will. It's what happens again when you leave your feet. Decision-making becomes a little off, if you will.
Yeah, that's one of those rare things. You don't see that too often. A high layup is good by Sandstrom.
Reaches, knowing she has 2 fouls, playing a little bit less aggressive than she normally does on the defensive side, and Sandstrom taking advantage.
Reaches with it left side. She has the range to shoot it from there. She thought about it. And we'll give it to Schumpert. Shumpert on the drive, the runner, no good. And the rebound will go to McWilliams. McWilliams, left side three, no good. Shumpert with a rebound. Lady Bulldogs ahead by 8. Coming down to the final moments here in the second quarter. Reaches, rush the pass to Lytle, and it's going to be a turnover.
Yeah, just some sloppy passing right now for the Lady Bulldogs. Not really moving the ball as well as they did in the opening quarter.
This is Whiting with it. Tucker takes a three, short. And Beard will check in for Regis.
And really both teams going a bit cold on the offensive side. Not much pace, not much flow happening from either side.
Bit of a scoring drought for both of these teams. Haven't seen a field goal in about a minute and a half. The last one was by Sandstrom's layup. Going to be a blocking foul on Tucker, and that will be her second.
And that should put Union into the bonus. She'll go to the free throw line.
Tara Fields sent to check back in. Lytle at the line. Her first trip to the charity stripe. Hits the first. Leads the conference, the Gulf South Conference in free throw percentage, shooting 86%. Lytle was named to the Gulf South Conference All-Tournament team. She averaged 13 points over 3 games. She goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a double-digit lead for the Lady Bulldogs. Eagle ball, Fields against Lytle underneath. That's a physical matchup. They're looking to give her the ball. Sandstrom on the dribble drive, beats Beard off the dribble, and she lays it in.
Talked about someone having to step up. Sandstrom taking it upon her shoulders, putting the team on her back. Really just willing her way into the paint.
Give her 6 now. 3 of 5 shooting. Shumpert with it. On the drive, thought about it. Now Beard. 8 to shoot, Lytle. Will go to work against Fields. Spins, right hand finish. Count it.
And just a seasoned veteran move against another seasoned veteran. Excellent move from Sarah Lytle with the spin, using her body as a shield, and a great finish with contact.
Lytle with 6, looking to make it 7. Free throw is up, good. And Kyvan Gooden-Rogers will check in for the senior. First time we've seen Gooden-Rogers in a while. Under a minute to play. And a foul away from the basketball, and it's going to be against Little.
Doing a good job of staying out of foul trouble. Really the only 2 people to be concerned about are Gaines with 2 and Regis with 2.
So Lytle, after a quick breather, will check back in for Little. Inbounding underneath is McWilliams. Sandstrom against Shumpert, kicks it to McWilliams. Ackerman takes a 3. Long. Shumpert, no good. Whiting with the rebound. Shot clock still alive, about a half-second differential.
Well, it should be turned off because it's behind the game clock.
Yeah, a bit interesting how it isn't turned off, but either way, 15 to shoot. Inside McWilliams. Throws it up, no good. Shumpert with a rebound. Here comes Shumpert. Shumpert, long 3, no good. And that will be the end of the first half. The Union Lady Bulldogs ahead by 11, 37 to 26. What a great first half we've seen by both of these teams, Alex. Both teams shooting a high percentage. Embry Riddle at 44%, Union at 42%. The Eagles can't buy a three-point field goal, though, 1 of 11, and that's really the difference.
Yeah, and it's come down to a mix of there's been a couple of times where they've been open and just hadn't been able to knock down shots, and it's also due to Union's defensive pressure. Union does a good job of rotating on defense, and they forced Embry Riddle into some late shot clock decisions and forced some uncomfortable contested shots.
And Union also doing a good job getting to the foul line. They're 10 of 12 at the charity stripe, while the Eagles are only 1 of 3, and it's only been Tara Fields that has been sent to the line. So looking ahead at the second half, what adjustments do the Eagles need to make?
If you're Embry Riddle, you want to slow this game down. Union's a team that likes to get out and run, and that's what's going to be a difference for them is they need to slow this game down. Last night, they did a good job in the first half in the half-court game. And so if they can somehow replicate what happened in the first half against Eckerd, where they were moving the ball, getting shooters open looks, getting some good looks down low, or even the first quarter of this game when Tara Fields went on a 9-0 scoring run pretty much herself as they were both trading baskets, as they've really got to get Fields going again. She's only got 1 foul, and I think that's got to be the go-to move if you're the Eagles.
Well, you look at the scoring for the Eagles, 13 points for Fields, 6 for Sandstrom, 3 for Ackerman, and 2 for Ellenberger and Whiting. And for the Lady Bulldogs, it was the Chelsea Shumpert show, but since then the scoring is really balanced out. Shumpert with 11, Lytle with 7, Gaines with 6, Little with 5, Gooden Rogers and Beard with 3, and Reaches with 2. So those are your stats. We'll break down the stats even more when we come back from this commercial break. He's Alex Northcutt, I'm Logan Whaley, and at the half, the Union Lady Bulldogs lead 37-26. We're going to have an exciting second half ahead, and you do not want to miss it. Stay tuned. Second half of the Eagles and the Lady Bulldogs coming up next.
From court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
To national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
You ready to go? Sounds fun.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieve a lot of the financial burden.
One out of 4 young adults will experience a depressive episode by their mid-20s. If you feel that symptoms such as anxiety, insomnia, loss of interest, and lack of appetite are messing with your head, then break free. Take an anonymous depression screening at www.collegeresponse.org.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
Steve Beverly. I've been a sports broadcaster and producer for nearly 50 years. I've had some wonderful memories, but I've also had some personal battles. In the last 25 years, my biggest battle has been depression, but I'm living proof that with the right medication and good therapy, you can overcome it and live a rich, full, and happy life. Depression can strike any of us, but you can overcome it. Just remember, you can't get well if you don't get help.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
Your life can change in a split second. It was a normal day. I never thought I'd change someone's life forever. I only looked down for a second. If I could just take back those few seconds, I would. Don't text and drive. No text is worth the risk.
Hello, I'm Steve Beverly, welcoming you to the 2018 edition of the NCAA Women's Division II South Regionals. This year's event is on the beautiful campus of Union University in Jackson, Tennessee. Jackson is a growing city on I-40 between Memphis and Nashville. On any given day, more than 100,000 people are employed here. It's a great venue and a wonderful city, and we hope you just sit back and enjoy the games.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay, get in the way, and disrupt the situation.
Codify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us
to intervene.
Because we can.
Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face.
You don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
From court and lane to lane under the lights or under the sun. No one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
And back we are here at the Front-de-Lay Gymnasium, the home to the Union Lady Bulldogs, and Union with an 11-point lead over the Embry Riddle Eagles, 37-26. He's Alex Northcutt, I'm Logan Whaley, and what a first half we saw. Both teams shooting pretty well from the field, but as we previewed, I mean, the rebounding battle is playing a huge part. Embry Riddle, for the most part, has been one and done on their trips. So, Alex, in that first half, we saw a lot, but just break down what you saw from both teams.
Well, two big keys starting off the game for Embry Riddle. I thought ball movement and outside shooting was going to be a key. One of those, ball movement, they moved the ball pretty well. 9 assists so far as a team, but you take a look at the outside shooting. Logan, atrocious. 1 of 11, shooting 9.1%, and that's something that definitely has to get better if you are the Embry Riddle Eagles. Now, for Union on the other end, one big key was to create turnovers and to really feed off this energy in this arena tonight. And they've only created 6 turnovers, so the pressure has been there, but they've still had a couple of possessions where there have been easy buckets for Embry Riddle. Now, that's what's been allowing Embry Riddle to stay in this game because, again, you turn the pressure up, you create more turnovers, you get Embry Riddle out of their rhythm. This could be much larger than an 11-point ball game.
Now, for Embry Riddle, the scoring's been practically one-sided. Tara Fields with 13 of her team's 26. But on the Union side, yes, Chelsea Shumpert has 11, but she's had help from her team.
Right, it's been really balanced on Union's side, and that's what it's going to take to be a championship caliber team. You have to have everybody step up, and even off the bench, Union winning that category 14-3. So the people that have been coming off the bench have been contributing and doing a good job for Coach Campbell's club.
And again, run down the scoring with Shumpert with 11, Lytle with 7, Gaines with 6, and then you have Little with 5, Gooden Rogers and Beard with 3, Reaches with 2. So incredibly balanced scoring for the Lady Bulldogs. And for Embry Riddle, 13 for Fields, Sigurd Sandstrom with 6, Ackerman with 3, Ellenberger with 2, and Whiting with 2. Nicole Tucker, Alex, the newcomer and freshman of the year in the SSC, held scoreless. What do the Eagles have to do in order to get her back involved?
Like I said, just continue to move the basketball and create opportunities. It's really just going to be other people creating for Tucker, other people creating for Fields. It's got to be team basketball tonight because one individual is not going to beat the Lady Bulldogs. It's got to be a collective effort from Coach Wilson's club.
It'll be Eagle basketball to start off this second half, 5 on the court. Looks like the Eagles are back to their starters with Ellenberger, Fields, Sandstrom, Whiting, and Tucker. And for the Lady Bulldogs, it is back to their starting 5 with Perkins, Reaches, Gooden Rogers, Shumpert, and Lytle. So again, both teams ready to play, but clock still winding down.
And the first 3 minutes of this third quarter are going to be huge. For Union, this is when they usually get out and really press out that lead that they've established in the first half, is what they've done all season. For Embry Riddle, on the flip side, this is when they really need to come out and cut into this lead. These 3 minutes are going to be huge for momentum going into the rest of this game.
The second half of the NCAA South Region tournament is underway as Ellenberger with the basketball, working it around the perimeter. Deep three by Ellenberger, no good. Shumpert with a rebound. Probably not the shot the Eagles wanted there. Shumpert all the way, and it's good. Got the friendly roll.
And a wild shot, basically the equivalent of a turnover, creating a transition opportunity for Union.
Sandstrom against Reaches. Close to a walk there. Fields right elbow against Gooden Rogers on the drive. Left hand off the glass, no good. Perkins with a rebound.
Fields the right idea, just couldn't get it to go.
Good defense in the post by Gooden Rogers as well. Perkins with it left side. Screen by Gooden Rogers. Perkins still with it, 10 to shoot. On the drive, creates space, no good. Now here's Whiting the other way. Whiting a deep three, straight away, long. Gooden Rogers corrals it. Shumpert with it off the drive, and no call. It was blocked, and it's going to be out of bounds.
Well, good recovery defense right there from Whiting as Shumpert again in transition. So dangerous, just blowing by defenders, getting to the cup.
That first step is dangerous. Shumpert also with a deadly crossover. So it'll be Perkins to inbound underneath. She will get it to Shumpert. Shumpert pulling up from the right elbow, and it's money. Shumpert with 11 first half points. She now has 15. Backdoor cut by Ellenberger. Beautiful pass by Tucker.
And that's just textbook. Embry Riddle has to have more of that, just fundamental plays on the offensive end if they want to punch into this lead.
Perkins with it against Ellenberger. Shumpert feeds it to Lytle. Lytle to Reaches. She'll take the three. Missed it left. Whiting on the transition. Nice pass to Tucker, and Tucker is in the scorebook.
And a great job by the Eagles getting out in transition. Not something that really is their style, specifically against Union. But you'll take them any way you can get them.
11-point game, 41-30. Lady Bulldogs with the advantage. Lytle with it. Drives left. Good defense there by Fields. 8 to shoot. Perkins with it. Perkins crossing over. She'll drive left. Right hook. No good. Gooden Rogers with a putback. It's no good. Fields with a rebound. So a good look there by Gooden Rogers. Just unable to get it to go. Tucker with a three. Short. And they're going to get Tiffany Reaches with her third foul.
Well, see, and here's the thing, Logan, if I'm correct, Reaches was the one boxing out on, who was it? I believe it was Whiting, and I don't see how, because I believe it was either an illegal push or an over the back, which doesn't really make sense. And Tiffany Reaches, unfortunate, but getting her third personal foul.
And off the inbound, it's Fields with the bucket. And quickly, it's a 6-0 run for the Eagles. So Reaches will check out with 3 fouls. Bria Gaines checks in. Perkins off the screen. Gaines rolling. 10 to shoot. Beard lobs it to Gaines. It's blocked. She'll get her own rebound. Goes back up. Count it.
And that's just the strength of Bria Gaines. so strong down low in the post. Good job. Now, Logan, great job coming through with the help defense, and that's what you have to do in that situation. But you can't allow Gaines another opportunity.
Bria Gaines now with 5 rebounds, her 3rd offensive rebound, and she'll go to the line to shoot one more. Gaines on the season, 14 of 20 from the foul line, a 70% free throw shooter. Hits the and one, gets 3 points the hard way. Gaines checks out, Little checks in. 12-point game here. Here's Ellenberger. Sandstrom against Beard. Now working it around the wing. Foul away from the ball. On Jada Perkins, that'll be her first.
And it seems that Union's really struggling with that. There's been several calls off the ball that have gone against the Lady Bulldogs. And again, both teams just playing so physical, Logan.
This is an Embry Riddle team, Alex, that they do a lot of movement off the ball, a lot of cuts, a lot of screens, and, and Union trying to fight through them, but getting called with a foul. 3 by Ackerman. Pure.
And Ackerman, a 44% three-point shooter. Last night held scoreless. Tonight, she's already got a couple, and she needs to step up for the Eagles tonight.
6'1" junior out of Decatur, Florida, only averaging around 5 a game. She's already beaten her season average. Beard with it. Lytle working for it down low, the lob over the top, and they're going to get Tucker with a foul. That will be her 3rd. Fouls even at 2 apiece this quarter for both teams. Perkins set to inbound underneath. Lytle loses the handle, and it's going to be a turnover. Tucker with it. Gives it to Ellenberger, and Ellenberger throws it away.
And in that situation, Ellenberger, in my opinion, just should have taken it to the rack. Sandstrom, a bad angle, and Perkins pursuing her step for step right behind her.
Perkins with the ball. Lytle drives with her left hand off the glass. And Sarah Lytle strong with that left hand.
Sarah Lytle, one of the best in this tournament, alongside some other post players. Great at using her body to control her movement down low in the paint.
On the drive is Tucker, it's no good. Coach Nuxel Wilson wanting a foul there. Shumpert with the ball, on the drive. Retreats, now goes back inside, spins, goes up. Oh my goodness. Chelsea Shumpert, unreal, and she'll go to the line to shoot one more. She'll shoot one more after the media timeout. Fans at the Fred DeLay Gym are loving it. And we'll take a timeout. 4:33 remaining. Shumpert with a chance to put her team up 14 after this break.
To national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
Ready to go?
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
So there you see Coach Campbell in the huddle with his team. Lady Bulldogs up 13. Largest lead of the game was 15 that they set earlier in this quarter. Chelsea Shumpert going to the line for one more. And Alex, before the break, Shumpert showing why she is one of, if not the best player in all of Division II.
Just such a smooth move, and that's just a testament to her skill on the basketball. Going behind the back, crossing over, spinning, contact, bucket. You name it, she can do it. She's great with the basketball. She's just a, what Dick Vitale would call a PT peer, a prime time player. And when the stage is set, when the lights are bright, Chelsea Shumpert shines.
In the NCAA tournament, the lights shine the brightest. Shumpert will go to the line to shoot one more. And Shumpert today at the charity stripe, 3 of 4, looking to extend the lead up to 14. No good. Rebound goes to Ackerman.
You pointed out a lot of off-ball screens, so much movement in this Eagle offense.
And a nice pass by Ellenberger to Tucker. And Lauren Ellenberger, Alex, only with 4 points, but give her 5 assists.
Yeah. And such a great matchup with Union's point guard, Jada Perkins, because they practically do the same thing. They are just floor generals, very good with the basketball in their hands, and leaders at that point guard position.
So Perkins set to inbound underneath. After Beard tried to force it down low, and it was kicked out of bounds. Lytle spins, goes up, she'll get fouled. The shot rimmed out, but she'll shoot 2. And for Nicole Tucker, that is her 4th foul, and that is a huge blow to this Eagle team.
Yeah, that's just frustrating if you're Tucker, just trying her best to stay in front of Lytle, but Lytle, like I said before, just so good at using her body to draw contact down low in the post.
So checking in will be Whiting and Fields for the Eagles. And Nicole Tucker, the leading rebounder on this Eagle team, at around 6 boards a game. She averages about 10.5. Lytle, 1 of 2 at the line. And it's 49-37. Little checks out. Gaines will check in. Here's Ellenberger. Left side overloaded now. Spacing out for Fields. Jump shot no good. Shumpert on the drive. Kicks it. Perkins with it. Cross-court pass, tipped and stolen by Whiting. Whiting on the drive, bounce pass to McWilliams. Layup is up. Much needed basket there by the Eagles.
A good job of forcing that turnover and going the other way.
Shumpert with it against Ellenberger. She'll set things up. This Lady Bulldog backcourt. Shumpert and Perkins can both play the point guard position. Perkins crossing over, lays it up, left it short. Ellenberger with a board. Chance to cut this to single digits. Working it around the perimeter.
And here's the thing about Embry Riddle, just hanging around in this ball game. Still down 10, but it's manageable. This game far from over.
5 to shoot. McWilliams on the drive. She forces it up. No good, but they're going to get a foul, and we'll see if it's on Beard or Gaines, and they'll give it to Beard.
Fortunately for Union, they gave that to Beard. Bria Gaines right in the mix. Could have picked up her 3rd personal foul.
So McWilliams will go to the line to shoot 2. Her first trip to the line. Now Embry Riddle 2 of 4 at the line after McWilliams hits the first. She's a 74% free throw shooter.
As a unit, this team a pretty good free throw shooting team at 73%.
Second in their conference in free throw percent. Perkins with it. Lady Bulldogs up 8. Gaines against Fields down low. Not there. Shumpert will work it around. Lytle no look to Gaines. 10 to shoot now. Beard launches a 3. Good.
And what a play with a hand in her face. Emily Beard. Shot clock winding down, just rising up and hitting the shot.
A big-time play by the freshman. Increases the lead up to 11. Close to a foul there by Perkins. 2 minutes left in this 3rd quarter of play. Fields driving right, kicks it to Ackerman. She'll take the 3, long. Offensive rebound by Whiting. She'll get fouled. Basket's no good, but she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Just a good hustle opportunity right there for Whiting. That's what it's going to take in this game. Take a look at the rebounding battle, and it's all Union. And even on the offensive glass, only Embry Riddle's 2nd offensive rebound all game. So when they get those second chance opportunities, it's been very slim. They have to capitalize.
Rare miss by Whiting at the free throw line. She's an 81% shooter on the season. Good on the second. Ackerman will check out. Sandstrom will check in. Haven't seen a whole lot of Sandstrom tonight. Scored 6 first half points, had a couple of boards and assists. It's been pretty quiet in the quarter. Shumpert looking for the ball, she gets it. On the drive, left wing, this is Beard. Give her another one.
It's the shooting mentality. As a shooter, you see one go down. It doesn't matter that you're a freshman on a big-time stage. It's just routine.
Emily Beard, now 3 of 3 from downtown. Fields going up. It's no good, but she got hacked by Gaines. That'll be her third.
And realizing Embry Riddle, again, only shooting 2 of 16 from outside, going back inside and trying to get to the free throw line where they excel as a unit.
Fields 1 of 3 at the line tonight. Her first of 2 is good. Gooden Rogers checks back in the game for Union. Bria Gaines will sit with 3 fouls. No good on the second. Beard with a rebound. Shumpert across the timeline for Union. She'll run the play. Shumpert a deep 3. Long. And it's out of bounds, and it will stay with Union.
It also just shows you, Logan, when you look at the depth specifically in the post. For Union, even if one of them's in foul trouble, you still got Gaines, Lytle, and Gooden Rogers to work from. And just looking at their stats and looking at what they've done this season, a pretty good big 3.
And it gives you a deeper appreciation for Lytle as Beard launches a 3. It's short. Whiting with the rebound, because for the majority of the season, it was just Sarah Lytle and Anna Lee Little down low in the post for Union. But slowly but surely, Bria Gaines came back. Even Tiara Caldwell, who's out for the season with a torn ACL, she came back. Kyvan Gooden Rogers, a UK and WKU transfer, joined the team after Christmas. Deep 3 by Whiting, no good. Beard with the rebound. This is a Union team that has a lot of depth at both the guard and post position. Gooden Rogers thought about it. But here's Shumpert. She'll retreat with 13 to shoot. Shumpert only 6 of 19 from the field, 2 of 9 from 3. On the drive, kicks it to Lytle. And they'll say she traveled. With 11 seconds to go, it will be Embry Riddle with the basketball for the final possession in this third quarter.
Embry Riddle really needs some momentum going into the fourth quarter. Right now, a good opportunity to put a bucket in.
So 8 to shoot. This is Whiting against Shumpert. Huge possession here. 3 to shoot. Ellenberger on the drive, throws it up, off the glass, no good. And that will be the end of the third quarter. So Union edging the Eagles in the third quarter, 18-17. And the Lady Bulldogs are 10 minutes away from advancing to Monday night's championship game. The Lady Bulldogs lead the Eagles 55-43. We'll have the fourth quarter for you next. Don't go anywhere.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
So into the third quarter, the Eagles trail the Lady Bulldogs 43-55, and in that third quarter, Alex, Eagles gone cold from the field, 6 of 15 and 1 of 6 from downtown.
Yeah, and it's credit Union's defense for forcing them into some uncomfortable shots, but Embry Riddle just needs to get back to the basics and just hit outside shots. That's the only thing really I think that's going to get them back into this game, and really what's going to help their team out as a whole, because defensively they haven't really found an answer for anything Union's been able to do.
Now the sideline reporter, Chloe Bitters, will join us. And Chloe, Coach Nuxel Wilson in the huddle. Got to be pleased with the ball control in the third quarter. Only one turnover, but still some work to be done ahead in this fourth.
Logan, she said she emphasized going to the basket even if you miss passes. She said this is not the end of the game and they need to keep fighting.
And again, going to the basket, a big key for the Eagles. Only 2 of 17 from downtown, but they did go to the charity stripe 6 times in that quarter. Compare that, only 1 of 3 in the entire first half. So it'll be Union ball here to start the fourth quarter. Perkins with it. Bounces it to Lytle. Lytle drives left. She's stopped, and she's forced to give it back out to Perkins. 10 to shoot. Shumpert on the drive, free throw line jumper, good.
One thing too, Logan, as we start this fourth quarter, just throw away the X's and O's right now. You take a look at the seniors on both of these clubs, potentially their last game of their basketball careers. And at this point in the fourth quarter, we saw in the last game between Valdosta State and Lee, the seniors stepped up. They gave it everything they had. And I fully expect the seniors in this game on both sides to do the same exact thing.
The seniors on the court for the Eagles, Tara Fields and Sabrina Whiting. And for Union, Gooden Rogers, Shumpert, and Lytle, and they're going to get Gooden Rogers with a foul. And that will be her first.
Yeah, I definitely expect some fight out of Tara Fields, down 14. She's definitely not going to want this to be her last game.
And Lytle, nice job defensively by the senior forward. It'll be Union ball after the steal. For Union, steal number 3 in this game. Shumpert bounces it in to Lytle. Lytle spins, goes up strong with the right hand, missed it short.
But if you're Union, that's the shot you want. A nice shot by Lytle, just didn't get enough spin off the rim.
Inside the Fields. Fields working against Gooden Rogers, no good, and they're going to get a foul. And Coach Campbell is livid with the call. Gooden Rogers with her second.
Now, call me a little crazy, but for a split second, I really genuinely think there should have been a travel called.
Certainly looked like it.
It looked like she just covered too much ground. I don't see how she did that without traveling.
So Fields will shoot 2. Hits the first. Fields now 3 of 6 at the line. And some substitutions as Ackerman will check in for Whiting. Fields will shoot 1 more. Missed the second long. And I believe they're going to get Lytle with a foul on the rebound.
Lytle trying to plead her case as that's just how Sarah Lytle plays, is very physical, just trying to box out. The officials not taking much, not calling nitpicky fouls, if you will, in a game like this.
Union with 3 fouls in this fourth, and the Eagles will turn it over.
And a blown opportunity right there for Embry Riddle. Free throws, get the ball back, and just something silly just to turn it right back over.
So Lady Bulldogs ahead by 13. Shumpert with it. Tipped away, stolen by Ellenberger. Ellenberger on the drive. Clear lane, Gooden Rogers with a swat. Here's Perkins. Shumpert with it. Shumpert, no look pass to Lytle. Beard with a 3. Short.
You just felt the air just go right out the doors after that one hit the rim.
And a foul called on Beard. And that will be her 3rd.
But let's go back a couple of plays to Gooden Rogers, able to chase down Ellenberger and make a smart defensive play in transition by not fouling.
Gooden Rogers with an incredible block there. Gooden Rogers has been incredible on defense this season for the Lady Bulldogs. That was block number 15 for her. A nice job there by the Eagles. A much-needed 3-ball by Morgan Ackerman.
Ackerman has hit all 3 3-point buckets for the Eagles in this game. She's 3 of 7. The team is 3 of 18. She's got 9 total points. She has to be that outside threat for the Eagles coming down the stretch.
Schumpert with it. 10 to shoot. Gooden Rogers will take a 3. The response is good.
What an answer by Gooden Rogers.
Gooden Rogers only with 6 threes all year. 2 of 2 tonight.
She shifts that momentum back towards the Bulldogs.
No good by Ackerman. Schumpert with a rebound. Union looking to extend this lead. Here's Reaches. Thought about it. Gooden Rogers thought about it. She'll drive, take it to the rim. It's short. Here's Ellenberger. Lady Bulldogs with 4 fouls. The next one would put the Eagles at the line, and they're going to get Lytle with her 3rd. And Tucker will go to the line to shoot 2.
And another thing to note for the remainder of the quarter and the remainder of this game, Embry Riddle, is going to be going to the free throw line from now on.
Coach Nuxel Wilson will take a timeout, and we'll take one with her. Her Eagles trail 60-47. Exciting finish ahead. Don't go anywhere. .48 remains here in this 4th quarter of play. There you see Coach Nuxel Wilson with her team trailing by 13. And Alex, Embry Riddle, they've had some opportunities to cut this lead to single digits, but they have ultimately not capitalized, only shooting 3 of 19 from downtown, 7 of 18 in this half.
Right, they've done a better job of minimizing turnovers, only 3 turnovers in this half compared to 6 before. They've also gotten on the boards a little bit more, and that's what it's going to take. It's got to take the little things turn into bigger things, and Embry Riddle on the right track, but just needs to take that extra step to move forward.
Now Daniel Potts with us, and Daniel, what did Coach Campbell have to say to his ladies in the huddle?
Well, right now he's largely pleased, but the main thing that he pointed out is the huge difference in foul trouble, and he's just reminding them to stay aggressive and keep that in mind as they finish this game.
The foul differential as Tucker misses the first free throw. Union with 5 fouls in the quarter, Embry Riddle with 0.
Yeah, and it's a matter of you always want to play aggressive. That's not what he's telling them not to do, but you have to play smart. It's the difference in playing intelligent basketball and playing reckless, aggressive basketball.
So Tucker with a free throw cuts the lead down to 12. Lytle on the drive, goes up. It's good, and it'll be a blocking foul, and Lytle will shoot one more. Sarah Lytle, huge bucket there. Increases the lead, and she'll go to the line to shoot one more, where she is 4 of 5 from the charity stripe.
And just on the attack all night long is Lytle, grabbing boards and just banging down low in the post.
Lytle gets the friendly roll. Union up 15. Tied for their largest lead tonight. Ellenberger kicks it to Ackerman. Battle of 32s, Lytle against Tucker, and a whistle is blown. Going to be a foul off the ball from Jada Perkins.
And so now that's going to send Ellenberger to the line. So, like I pointed out, for the remainder 6 minutes of this game, Embry Riddle's going to go to the free throw.
Ellenberger's first one is good. Ellenberger on the season a 78% free throw shooter. She has 5 points, 5 assists. well as a steal. Had 9 points and 6 boards her last game. Misses the second. Battle for the rebound. It's tipped around, and it will go to Union. Another interesting thing to note, Jada Perkins, scoreless, but yet has 6 rebounds and 8 assists in this game.
And that's the definition of just knowing your role on a team. A true point guard in Perkins.
Perkins typically averages around 10 a game, but she does it all with rebounding, assists, steals. Lytle with a spin, jump shot, off the back iron, no good. Ellenberger on the drive now. Eagles aren't going away. Tucker to Sandstrom against Reaches. Kicks it back out. The extra pass to Ackerman for 3. No good. Reaches with a rebound. That would have been a huge 3 there for the Eagles, but unfortunately it would not go. Schumpert with it, and they're going to call a charge. For Schumpert, that is her second foul.
And a good job by Ellenberger staying with Schumpert all night long. I mean, Schumpert obviously is going to get her 20-plus points, and she's got 19 right now, certainly not done yet. But it takes a good, not good, but a great defender to stay with a great player like that.
Little will check out, Gaines will check in. .5:20 to go. Ellenberger with it. Fields working for it down low. She'll get it. Pump fakes, goes up. Good. Nice take there by Tara Fields. Give her 19.
And Embry Riddle's been hanging around in this game for long enough. And with 5 minutes now, they really have to start making a push. They can't just trade baskets with Union now. Embry Riddle needs to look to make a run.
Schumpert with it. Pulling up. It's a deep 2, and it's short. Whiting with it. Now to Tucker. Tucker, nice pump fake, and it's a 10-point game.
Almost traveled, but a textbook pump fake in transition. Good job by Tucker to able to get Reaches off her feet and finish smoothly at the rim.
Tucker with 7 second-half points. Perkins with it. Perkins off the screen. Retreats, now with 10 to shoot. Cross court to Schumpert. Another cross court to Reaches. Reaches on the drive. Nice block by Fields. And the Lady Bulldogs will only have 3 to shoot, and we'll see how Coach Campbell draws things up after this media timeout. The last media timeout of the game. 4:11 to go. Union leads 63-53. A trip to the championship game Monday night on the line. Don't go anywhere.
1 out of 4 young adults will experience a depressive episode by their mid-20s. If you feel that symptoms such as anxiety, insomnia, loss of interest, and lack of appetite are messing with your head, then break free. Take an anonymous depression screening at www.collegeresponse.org.
Back here at Union University, Lady Bulldogs ahead 63-53 over Embry Riddle. And Alex, these Eagles aren't going away.
This is a tough bunch. We saw it last night. They faced adversity. They saw success early on in the game, but then they faced a tough Eckerd team and a tough defensive pressure. And Embry Riddle, a team that is just not going to go away. They're going to continue to fight all night long.
Valdosta State victorious in the other semifinal game tonight, beating Lee in overtime 63-57. The winner of this game will face the Blazers in the championship game Monday night at 7 o'clock Central Time. 3 to shoot. Perkins set to inbound. There's a second horn. We're ready to play. Lobbing it to Gaines. Gaines on the drive, and she'll get fouled. Foul number 3 for Fields. Gaines will shoot 2. Actually,
yeah, it'll be on the floor.
So it'll be on the floor. Union will have a fresh 30. And they're going to say Lytle pushed off. And it'll be Lytle's third. So here we go. Chance to cut it to single digits here. Eagle ball. Ellenberger stepping back. Now finds Tucker top of the key. Tucker on the drive against Gaines, kicks it. Whiting, left corner three. Bang! It's a 7-point game.
And really just a textbook drive and kick right there. Finally someone other than Ackerman hitting an outside shot for the Eagles.
A much-needed three by the Eagles. It almost seems like the air has been driven out of this crowd. Perkins on the drive, retreats, 10 to shoot. Gaines working for it down low, cross-court pass. Reaches on the drive, goes up. It's good, and the foul.
And it was so close right there as you saw it. Ellenberger was set down low, but in the restricted area, and a good job of Regis driving deep into the paint to get the shot she wanted.
Tiffany Regis known more for her three-point shooting threat. Here she is tonight, going to the line with a chance to increase the Union lead back up to 10. Regis is 1 of 3 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3.
And Coach Wilson electing to go with a little bit more of an offensive outside threat, taking Fields out of the game, her star post player, but putting in Sandstrom. So you've got pretty much three-point shooters all over the court for Embry Riddle.
Anna Lee Little will check in for the Lady Bulldogs, replacing Bria Gaines. Reaches half the line to shoot one more. Regis misses her first free throw of the game. It's a 9-point game. On the drive is Sandstrom, helped by Little. Whiting open for three. No good, missed it long. Perkins with a rebound. A big opportunity there to cut it, perhaps to a 2-possession game.
Oh, huge opportunity. You're not going to get a more clean look than that one.
And a handoff there to Schumpert, and it's going to be a blocking foul on Ellenberger. They'll say that she was still moving. And for Ellenberger, that is her 5th. Tara Fields will check back in. Ellenberger fouling out with 5 points, 5 assists, and that's a huge blow because that's the point guard.
Yep.
And Bria Gaines will check back in for the Lady Bulldogs, replacing Little.
Yeah, really a big moment right there because it's really the equivalent of Jada Perkins going out for Union. I mean, that's the floor general, that's the facilitator of this offense, and a primetime defender. So now Embry Riddle going to have to pick up the slack with Ellenberger not in the game.
Schumpert on the drive, hesitates, pulls up, good. And for the 22nd time this season, Chelsea Schumpert has over 20 points. 11-point game, 2.5 to go. Deep three by Sandstrom, no good. Schumpert with a board. And Whiting stripped it away, but it's going to be out of bounds. Union ball. So a bit of a man press look. And they'll back away from it. Schumpert with it. 18 to shoot. Schumpert on the drive. Pulls up, missed it left. Tucker with a rebound. McWilliams with it. She'll drive against Perkins. Stripped, stolen by Perkins. Union on the transition to Schumpert. Left corner, reaches. Money. A 14-point game after the 3-ball by Regis. Sandstrom on the drive, kicks it out, and it's going to be a blocking foul on Bria Gaines. That will be her 4th.
at that point, you just shake your head, and really nothing you can do about that if you're Bria Gaines. You're in the right position. Just got a little unlucky with the call. But how about that sequence? Perkins doing a great job of one-on-one defending on McWilliams, stripped the ball, and then immediately had the presence of mind to push the ball in transition, and then just ball movement around, get it to the best shooter on the floor, and Regis converts.
So the Eagles not going away. These are important free throws here by Sandstrom. It's a 14-point game with a minute and a half to play. This is Sandstrom's first trip to the line tonight. Misses the first one long. And that's a rare miss for the sophomore Sandstrom, an 85% free throw shooter. Gaines checks out, and she'll get a standing ovation. Makes the second, and Coach Campbell will take a timeout. So we'll keep it here. Final minute and a half. Embry Riddle down 13. And Alex, you got to think that the Eagles will go to a press here.
It's got to be some sort of zone press, in my opinion. Man for man, I don't think, specifically with Ellenberger out of the game. Between Perkins and Shumpert, there's going to be a mismatch as far as who's going to put pressure on one of those guards. So I think it's got to be a token zone press. You got to look to get that initial trap in the corner. If not, then you go back to a man-to-man, and you really just try to force Union into an uncomfortable position on the floor. Down 13 with a minute and a half. It's not unheard of, but it's going to be very tough, specifically the way Union's been at the free throw line, 72%, 13 of 18 from the line. So this team is great in late game free throw shooting situations. And on the flip side, when Embry Riddle gets the basketball, they've got to look for easy buckets. If it's not there, I mean, with the way they've been shooting outside, 17%, Logan, 17%, 4 of 23. You can't rely on the outside game. You have to look to get it inside with either Fields or Tucker and look to get an and one.
And as of now, Morgan Ackerman not in the game for the Eagles. She has 9 points on 3 of 9 shooting, has 3 of the 4 threes for the Eagles. So here we go, the horn sounds. The 5 on the court for the Bulldogs. It's Perkins, Gooden Rogers, Regis, Shumpert, and Lytle. 5 for the Eagles. It'll be Sandstrom, McWilliams, Whiting, Fields, and Tucker. So it is a press look for the Eagles. Minute and a half to play. Gooden Rogers set to inbound it for the Lady Bulldogs. Gets it into Shumpert. And Eagles backing out of their press. And it's tipped. 20 to shoot.
And you're just going to see Union just drive this down to the end of the shot clock before looking to make a play.
Almost a reach in there by McWilliams. Shumpert loses the handle, almost goes over and back. Shumpert on the drive, fakes, crosses over, pulls up, short, tipped around, fight for the rebound, and Gooden Rogers will get hit with her 3rd foul.
Really right there, best case scenario if you're Embry Riddle, because that's going to put him at the free throw line.
It'll stop the clock with a minute. This place would have gone electric if Shumpert would have hit that jumper. So Whiting will go to the line. She's 1 of 2 tonight. First of 2. Good. Whiting's had a good performance tonight. 8 rebounds, 3 assists to go along with her 7 points. Make it 8. 11-point game with a minute to play. Sharper with it, and a quick foul by McWilliams. Only a second going off the clock. That'll send Shumpert to the line. She's 3 of 5 tonight.
Now, I mean, you really look on the floor for Union. You've got Perkins, who's a 74% free throw shooter. You've got Shumpert, who's right at 80. You've got Regis, who's at 62, probably your best chance. Lytle, 86. Gooden Rogers, 83. This is just a great free throw shooting team. And so really try to create a steal if you can on the other end, but they got to get a quick bucket.
The senior from Paducah, Kentucky goes 2 for 2 at the line. 50 seconds to play. Whiting off balance 3, no good. Rebound will be secured by Perkins. 45 to play now. These fans can feel it at the Fred DeLay gym. Shumpert with it. Shumpert with 23. McWilliams going for the steal, 15 to shoot. You surprised they're not fouling here, Alex?
A little bit, but at this point in the stage, 13 points, and that will seal it right there, Logan.
Schumpert to Gooden Rogers. Easy basket, 17.5 to play, and time is called. And we'll see what it is. And some time went off, and they're going to put 18.6 back on the clock. So Gooden Rogers with 8 points. $18 to play now. McWilliams with it. On the drive, no good. Perkins with a rebound. These fans on their feet. And the Lady Bulldogs of Union will advance to Monday night's championship game. They win, final score 74-59. The Lady Bulldogs will play Valdosta State, an all Gulf South Conference championship game Monday night at 7 o'clock. An all-around great performance for the Lady Bulldogs. They shot 44% from the field, used a 23-point performance by Chelsea Schumpert to secure the victory. And coming up in just a few moments, Alex Northcutt will have an interview with the winning head coach, Mark Campbell. Again, 74-59 the final. The Union Lady Bulldogs, for the second time, will be in the Gulf South Conference, the NCAA South Region Tournament championship game. Last time they were in the championship game, it was back in 2015. They lost to Nova Southeastern in the championship game. Union improves to 4-2 all-time in the NCAA South Region Tournament. Union in their 4th season in NCAA Division II. So an incredible performance tonight by the Lady Bulldogs, holding Embry Riddle, a team averages 67 a game, to 59 tonight. So at this time, we're going to take it. Well, we had Coach Campbell, but these Lady Bulldogs getting the Union faithful on their feet. So here we go. Alex Northcutt will have an interview with Coach Campbell, and we're going to go ahead and take you to that interview right now. Alex?
All right, I'm here with Coach Campbell. Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. Now, Embry Riddle, a team that really came in prepared. This was a team that battled night in, night out. Really, what was the key as far as your defensive pressure, really forcing them into uncomfortable situations?
Yeah, they're very difficult to play against. Lisa does a really good job. They do a lot of cutting that we don't play against the type of system they have where they get in clusters, stuff like that. We play against Leanne at Nova some early in the year, but it's very difficult to guard when it's a one-day prep. And so we got beat a bunch. I don't know how many layups we got early or got fouls on cuts, but I just thought a lot of people played with a lot of fatigue tonight and played with a lot of character. I thought we made some big plays when we needed to.
Yeah, talk about your seniors in these late game situations and deep into this postseason.
Well, I mean, I've got so many seniors. I got 6, and so it just makes me think about what a job we have to do in the offseason to replace. They've been unbelievable, and so this has been a really unselfish group with every reason to be selfish because they've all been really good where they've been. So I just get to enjoy 2 more days with this team, and so I think that's the whole goal is when you love what you do and you love the team you're with, you want to spend as much time with as possible, and so what they've done is extended it 2 more days.
Yeah. Well, Coach, congratulations. We'll see you on Monday.
Thanks.
All right, at this point, Coach Campbell, again, said it right there, the seniors, the big factor in tonight's win. Logan, back to you.
So there you have it, Alex. A great performance by the Lady Bulldogs tonight. 74-59 the final. And at this time, we're going to take a commercial break here. And when we come back, Alex and I will wrap up the final statistics and as well as preview what's ahead. The Union Lady Bulldogs will face Valdosta State Monday night, but at this time, we're going to take about a 4-minute break. We'll be right back after these messages.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, Can you do it? It's will you.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experience as possible.
Steve Beverly. I've been a sports broadcaster and producer for nearly 50 years. I've had some wonderful memories, but I've also had some personal battles. In the last 25 years, my biggest battle has been depression, but I'm living proof that with the right medication and good therapy, you can overcome it and live a rich, full, and happy life. Depression can strike any of us, but you can overcome it. Just remember, you can't get well if you don't get help.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
Your life can change in a split second. It was a normal day. I never thought I'd change someone's life forever. I only looked down for a second. If I could just take back those few seconds, I would. Don't text and drive. No text is worth the risk.
Hello, I'm Steve Beverly, welcoming you to the 2018 edition of the NCAA Women's Division II South Regionals. This year's event is on the beautiful campus of Union University in Jackson, Tennessee. Jackson is a growing city on I-40 between Memphis and Nashville. On any given day, more than 100,000 people are employed here. It's a great venue and a wonderful city, and we hope you just sit back and enjoy the games.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay, get in the way, and disrupt the situation.
Codify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us
to intervene.
Because we can.
Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face.
You don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
Back here at the Fred DeLay Gymnasium on the campus at Union University. Just saw a great game between the host Lady Bulldogs and the Embry Riddle Eagles. Lady Bulldogs coming out victorious 74-59. They will play Valdosta State in the championship game Monday night. Let's go ahead and recap. Valdosta State and lead the Blazers, again, fighting from behind in the fourth quarter. They were down 9 with 2 minutes to go. Valdosta State hadn't even scored a field goal or a single point in the fourth quarter until the 2-minute mark, but yet somehow, some way, forced overtime, and it came out with a huge victory. Valdosta State led by Maddie Mitchell, Alex, and she's going to be a handful for Union coming up Monday night.
Right, and just overall that entire game was just really a slow start to the game, but really picked up in the second half. Again, at halftime, it was Valdosta State leading by 1, 25-24, but then just like you said, Maddie Mitchell, a slow first half start, but really got going in the second half, and that's going to be the key tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Monday, excuse me. But that's going to be the key in that game against Union. She has got to be the leader, the source of offense. But you've got to give both teams credit tonight as far as Valdosta State and Lee, two phenomenal teams. I know a lot of people around the country were probably surprised to see a 6 and a 7 into the semifinal round, but not really. Both teams very talented, led by seniors. And you know it hurts for Lee coming this far with great players like Aaron Walsh, with Carrie Cheeks. Those two seniors really putting the team on their back this season, and a great performance by both of them tonight. And but Valdosta State down 9, didn't quit, found a way to get it into overtime, and just like Coach Coons said, it was over at that point. The momentum was definitely in their favor.
Valdosta now 23-8 on the season, and nobody really expected them to make it to the championship game.
Right.
The 7 seed. They lost in the first round of the Gulf South Conference tournament by 19 to West Florida. Everyone thought their season was done. No, they made it here to the South Region tournament. They upset the SSC champion Florida Southern. They upset them, advanced to tonight's game, and they beat Lee, upset Lee. And again, I mean, how huge is it for Valdosta State? The momentum on their side right now, winning back-to-back emotional games. I mean, the first one was a 3-point game, the second one in overtime. And I mean, how emotional is it? I mean, for two seniors like Maddie Mitchell and Kenya Simone Dixon, the momentum is on their side. How do you expect them to perform Monday night? Will they have enough energy?
Well, they again just talked about confidence was the key. I believe with the day off, they'll come back ready to go. At this point, they're just going to run on adrenaline. This place will be packed, knowing because Union's going to be playing in the championship game, the host team, and I fully expect this place to be loud and energetic. And I think Valdosta State, even technically it's going to be like a road game equivalent, still going to feed off that energy in this place. And a team that really I've been impressed with in this tournament, taking down the SSC champion in Florida Southern, really just gave them fits all afternoon long on Friday. And then coming in here today against a familiar opponent in Lee and really just playing a tough game. And just you have to credit their resiliency, the adversity. Every time adversity strikes this Lady Blazers team, they somehow, I don't know where it comes from, but they just somehow have a response. And I think that starts at the top with Coach Coons and then filters down with the senior leadership all the way down to their freshman point guard, Kayla Bonilla, a leader on the team in her first year. This is her first time seeing this kind of stage, and she performed very well tonight. And it just starts at the top and just trickles down all the way to the bottom. This is a group of individuals that believe in each other and believe they can get the job done.
Yeah, Bonilla with 13 points, and Taylor Bowie, no stranger to the postseason, spent 3 years at Nova Southeastern and led the Sharks to Elite 8 runs, Final 4 runs. That experienced play has got to help Valdosta State down the stretch too. Bowie with 12 points tonight, or 13 points, excuse me. Or no, I'm right, 12 points. Played extremely well. So how important is that leadership going to be coming down the stretch?
Well, she's just a player that doesn't waver in the face of adversity. Again, stays calm in those late game situations, which I think was a big factor into coming back in that 9-point deficit in the last couple of minutes.
There you have it. We'll preview Valdosta State and Union coming up after this commercial break, as well as preview what the Union Lady Bulldogs will bring to the championship game Monday night. Don't miss it. We'll be right back after these messages.
From court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship, found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender. or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
Ready to go? Let's have some fun.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
Experience a depressive episode by their mid-20s. If you feel that symptoms such as anxiety, insomnia, loss of interest, and lack of appetite are messing with your head, then break free. Take an anonymous depression screening at www.collegeresponse.org.
Back here at Union University, Lady Bulldogs advancing to the championship game, winning 74-59 over Embry Riddle. And let's go ahead and talk about that game. Really, first half, a quick, competitive first half. Both teams could not miss from the field. And really, look at the final field goal percentages. Embry Riddle finishing with 42% from the field, Union with 44%. But honestly, the story of the game, the cold shooting from outside by Embry Riddle.
Yeah, and it was really a testament to Union's defense. However, there were times, specifically late in the game, where Embry Riddle was getting wide open looks, and at that point you just have to knock those down and give Embry Riddle a lot of credit. They came in here, they fought. The start of this game was phenomenal. Tara Fields came to play. She showed up early on in this game, but then kind of went quiet. She finished with 19 and 5, but other than that, it was just a pretty balanced scoring from there on out. Morgan Ackerman, really the only one that was giving Union a threat from outside, 3 of 9. But yeah, you just have to look at collectively as a unit, shooting 4 of 24 in a semifinal game, the round of 32 in a national tournament. That's not going to get you very far. But for Union, just an all-around great team performance, led by Shumpert with 23, really just doing whatever she wanted to out on the court. Lytle with a tough 13, and then it was just other role players filling in, and Coach Campbell, you heard from him. The seniors on this team play such a pivotal role. They're so crucial to this Union Lady Bulldog team, and that's what's gotten them to this point.
And I look at the rebounding totals as well. Union out-rebounding the Eagles by 10, 35-25. But even a bigger story, holding the Eagles to only 2 offensive rebounds. So for the most part, holding Embry Riddle one and done. And for a Union team that likes to run in transition, keeping that offensive rebounding total down is huge.
Yeah, and one thing, too, that missing shots on one end for Embry Riddle, you know what that does? That gives Union more offensive possessions. And a team that averages 80 points a game, the more offensive possessions you give them, the more times than not they're going to make you pay. And tonight, it wasn't it wasn't an every time down the court kind of deal. But like I said, they missed 23-point attempts. And I'm pretty sure on almost all of them, Union went the other way. And so that's just creating more offensive possessions for Union. And Union was just too strong tonight.
Yeah, 23 points from Chelsea Shumpert, too shy from tying the Gulf South Conference most points in a regular season. And to me, that's impressive. Union picks up win number 30 tonight, First time since 2012 the Lady Bulldogs have had 30 wins in a season, and the first time since joining Division II. They'll play Valdosta State Monday night, 7 o'clock. That's going to be a huge game. Valdosta State, as we've already previewed, excellent post players in Mitchell and Simone Dixon. And for a Union team now with post depth, Sarah Lytle worked hard for those 13 points tonight. Played an excellent post player in Tara Fields, who finished with 19 points on 8 of 12 shooting. Lytle is going to have to prepare for a grind Monday night against Maddie Mitchell.
Yeah, and you take a look at the one time these two teams have played. It was an 82-66 win for the Lady Bulldogs. Guess where? Right here. So that is going to play a big mental aspect, as Union's already beaten this team on this floor. But you take a look at just how Valdosta State got here. Wasn't expected, wasn't even predicted really to really even make this tournament. Finished third in the conference, but got bounced early on. It was really just a drop in the water, really, if they were even going to get here. But they're here. They came to play. They also rely on senior leadership. And Maddie Mitchell, the way she has been playing, has had a phenomenal tournament. And Coach Carly Coons cannot praise her enough. And so Union, even though they've handled Valdosta State once this season, they're going to have their handful with Maddie Mitchell. The post players, Gaines, Lytle, Kyvan Gooden Rogers, are going to have to play their A game.
82-66 was the final score back in January. Lady Bulldogs taking care of Valdosta State. It was only a 1-point game at halftime, too. Yeah. But the Lady Bulldogs pulled ahead in that second half. And you look at Chelsea Shumpert, 23 points, and a matchup I'm interested in seeing is going to be Chelsea Shumpert versus Taylor Bowie, the two experienced guards leading the way for their teams in terms of the backcourt.
Yeah, and that's going to be huge. Both seniors, both excellent decision makers with the ball, too. You take a look at both of them. They don't turn the ball over that much, and so that's going to be a key matchup. But should be a fun game come Monday night, Logan.
It will be. Well, that'll do it for us here at the table. He's Alex Northcutt. I'm Logan Whaley. And Monday night, you do not want to miss it. The Union Lady Bulldogs, #1 seed. They will host the #7 seed Valdosta State. Winner of this game punches their ticket to South Dakota in the Elite Eight. You do not want to miss it. And that will do it for us at the table. He's Alex Northcutt. I'm Logan Whaley saying we'll see you Monday night.